Welcome back, Nerdiverse, to another episode of the Masters of the Nerdiverse podcast, where we always have set sights to show you. I'm, of course, the two-clawed master of the Nerdiverse, Mike G. I'll claw you. And back with me, as always, is the Jedi Counselor himself, the man who has mastered Form 4, Wash. What's going on? Right?
What is up, my friend? It is great to be back on another Friday evening here in the
Friday.
Nerdiverse. I believe that as I was perusing this week, it seemed like a little bit of a quieter type of week. I don't quite know what's on the docket, but I was curious, what in the world stopped the Nerdiverse? And I'm wondering if it's on one of our things of the week. So stay tuned.
Stay
Thanks for
tuned.
having me.
Trust me, I scraped together our docket with like tears and duct tape and wishes and prayers to all the Nerdiverse deities, and I was barely able to come together to make tonight happen. But that's how it is. You know what I'm saying? It's feast or famine in the Nerdiverse. You know what I mean?
It really, really is. It really, really is. And with it being the time of season it is, I just found it to be a strange time. But that said, a lot of graduations, things of this nature, by the way. If you are a graduate or have a graduate, congratulations to you. Good luck with the next college tuition bill or whatever the job of choice may be. Or just kick back at your parents' house, eat out of their fridge for a while. Not a bad idea.
Either way, you're gonna pay
Don't
that
clip
bill.
that. I don't
Either
want
way,
to get
either
hate
way,
for
that bill's
saying
these mother.
that.
Either way, they're gonna get their money. You know what I'm
Oh yeah.
saying?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. So
you thought Umbrella Corp was bad. You thought Waylon Mutani was bad. Ain't nobody
well,
worse than Sally Mae, bro.
well,
Ain't nobody more. You want to talk about
there
evil
should be a
corporations,
movie, bro. There should really be a
bro?
movie,
You know
absolutely, about actual Sally
Sally
Mae. You
Mae,
know what I mean? She broke faces.
bro. I think the real Sally Mae is literally an Edris horror with like 7 different heads and 19 different hands that just take money all day. Dog.
You
Don't look
know,
in. Don't look in the basement of the hair quarters, dog. That's all I'm saying.
you definitely need to watch The Godfather because Sally Mae is like, you either sign the contract or I will not be held responsible for what may happen.
Yeah, it's like state property. Either you get down or you lay down. And
That's
if you lay
funny.
down, you stay down. You know
Uh,
what I'm saying?
Real quickly, did you get a class ring? Did you buy the
No,
class ring
no, man.
jewelry?
I was
No, no, you
broke,
did
man.
not.
I was
You did
broke,
not.
dog. I barely bought my education, dog. God damn. I barely bought my education. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get a Letterman's jacket, dog. I didn't
Yeah.
get a class ring, man. I barely got tuition, dog.
I barely got the education.
Yeah, and I'm
Hence,
hence
looking at you, folks. Hey.
looking at you. Hey, congratulations.
You may learn about a lot about Star Wars one day. Good
One day
job.
you may start your own nerdiverse with the knowledge you've gained through higher education, dog. You know what I'm saying? Good times. Speaking of good times, we have a good episode lined up for this Friday evening. Just so you
So
guys
spicy.
know, it's a spicy meatball. This is a live show on Twitch right now, on YouTube right now. And it will be on YouTube in perpetuity until our ant overlords take over and reassign the internet to Anternet, where it's just about ants, just the
You
whole
know what?
web, just
I
about
could
ant
get
and
down
ant
with
level
that.
things. It's coming.
I always wanted an ant farm, man.
I
I
know,
find
man.
ants, that's it's freaking fascinating. The entire like communities and workers, and it's rough being an ant.
Yeah. You can never stop moving, bro.
No, not really.
Never.
No,
Think about that.
no, no.
No,
It
you
is
go to
very
sleep.
much the Spice Mines
It's a
of Kessel,
constant
bro.
forward motion, Doug.
Like,
Yes.
go
You want to
get
be in the
me
spice mines? I don't.
stuff.
Now.
Uh,
You're
what
pre-programmed to
is
get
the
me
stuff?
stuff.
It's like no,
Question.
you keep looking for stuff until you find something. Then you can come home.
Infinite. Yeah, you will. Then you can finally come home. And
Yes.
guess what? The second you come home, you drop that off and go look again, my
Yeah.
dude.
You win.
You know what I'm saying? The second,
Did-
yay, you won the prize. What did I win? Wash is gone for right now, ladies and gentlemen. But he shall return in Avengers Age of Ultron. So yes, what do you win when you when you go to the salt mines or the sugar mines for that matter of ants? Ants have always been super interesting to me. You know what I'm saying? Like just the different breeds of ant. When we were kids, you're always afraid of fire ants. Wash, you have returned, my good sir.
yeah, man, I dropped. So I don't know.
We're back. What are your thoughts on fire ants before we move forward?
Yeah, don't lay on them.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
You ever seen those? You ever seen those African villages where they give you the bullet ant glove?
Oh, yeah, dude. Bullet ant, dude. I can't even
The
imagine.
bullet
You know
ant
what I
glove.
mean, man? Like,
That's-
no.
Earn your right. You're a man now. You're a lot of things, but you're a man. Put that bad
Stick
boy
your
on.
hand in there. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Reach Nirvana. Yeah, that's one. That's some Lament configuration level stuff,
Bro,
right?
that's one way to get there, I guess. You know what I
Yeah. You
mean?
know what I'm saying? Reach Nirvana through the lament configuration we've created in Africa with twigs and leaves and about 7 trillion bullet ants that are hungry and want
Bro.
human flesh. Speaking of things I'm hungry for an episode. I'm hungry for a brand new episode of Masters of the Nerdiverse, episode 164. Rage Art the Bridge Behind You. Combo the bridge as you're walking past it. So there's some interesting things to talk about this evening.
Oh,
But
yeah.
before we get started, this please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you want this show to keep going. It's gonna go regardless. You know what I'm saying? But it'll help to really help it along the way. More viewers and more, more interaction is what we need. We'd love it.
Hey,
More the merrier, as I always say. The rising tide
say
lifts all
hi.
boats.
Say hi.
Hi. Do I have a reaction for a hi, Doug? I don't know. I have a clap. Okay. Did that just age me?
Yeah, it did age you, but
God,
yeah, who didn't watch Arsenio Hall? I mean, and that's something to really talk about. I was actually thinking about that, the death of the night talk show for whatever
right.
reason. So we're not going to get into all of that nonsense.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
just as a concept, like that is something very our generation that started with like the the Mortons of the world, the daytime talk shows with Donahue and Oprah, early Oprah, and like it is pretty much now
You know what's
kaput.
funny? I have a theory about that. I think because we're gamefully employed, we don't see it, but it still exists.
Yeah, yeah,
I think like because we're working, I don't have time to just sit and watch TV. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
I'm an old fogey. When I get off work, I'm going to bed at 9. I'm not staying up for the Tonight Show. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? But
No,
back in the day, you had Arsenio Hall and Maury and stuff that would come on like around 7 or 8 ish. You know what I'm saying? Like right
yeah,
before Live at the Apollo.
yeah,
Those were good
yeah.
times. Jason Voorhees was on the Arsenio Hall show one time and he almost killed somebody. It was crazy.
I think I may remember that.
Jason, he tried interviewing Jason, and Jason just stood there and just stared at him with a knife.
I am so glad that you bring up Arsenio Hall just because I have watched one of our random select episodes, folks. Watch the
Yeah.
draft. We got a show coming up. And, it just got me thinking about, comedians in general. And Arsenio Hall, comedian, but damn fine actor. Damn
Hell
fine
yeah.
actor as well. So,
Hey, Mike Prime, what's going on, good sir? Welcome to the show. We're gonna have a good one for you. Bother us. This is live. Yeah, I love Arsenio Hall. I love Eddie Murphy. I love uh Robin Harris, bro. Like, when you
yeah.
want to do if you want to do a top 10 of comedians, I would be
Oh,
down for that.
considering I don't like to laugh, but
You,
I could
you
probably pull
appreciate a good.
something out. Yeah,
I'm
I
sure you can
do.
appreciate a good comedian, right?
When they're good, yes. When they're
Yeah,
good, they're great. You know what I mean?
that's
And
all I'm saying.
so that is something to consider. Not up my
Speaking of
wheelhouse, but the random select comedy
comedy,
episode wasn't
it's
up
one
my
of our
wheelhouse,
tops.
and I loved it. Loved it.
It's one,
So
I would say you had a good time, right?
yeah, good time, great time, man. Surprising.
You know what's surprising is these four topics we have this evening that I must ask Wash. Of these four topics, which include Sega's $882 million super game is canceled. That's an interesting one. Um, My Adventures with Superman is back. Season 3, we got a
Yeah.
trailer. I'm very hyped about that. There's more information about the DC Lanterns update, which is extremely confusing to a guy who's read a ton of DC Lantern. So what the hell? And lastly, the namesake of our episode, um, Inchiro Harada, who used to be the big head of Bandai Namco and Tekken, just dropped ship, said he was retiring, and made his own studio to do just completely, you know.
F
if
F you.
you,
I'm
you're
out. You're
cool.
cool. See y'all.
See y'all. So yeah, just just hyper combo finish your ass across that bridge. And
That was
Jesus
funny.
Christ. Jesus Lord.
Left everybody like, what
Left
just happened?
everybody. Just left everybody KO.
Like, damn. That's
Damn,
funny.
bro. So these four topics, Watch, at the beginning of all things, which one are you most interested in talking about right now?
A couple, in fact, all. But
Hmm.
I am going to pull out DC Lanterns for
Yeah.
the main reason that I forgot about this project, Mike.
What?
I
I
forgot
believe
that
it.
this thing existed, and after reading the article mentioned, which we'll get into it, it's like, what's going
What?
on with this?
What's going
So
on?
I'm interested to hear your thoughts on the DC Lanterns.
1,000%. Good pick. So we'll see how we feel at the end of the episode. But for right now, before we go into Master of the Nerdiverse episode 164, I have to ask Wash the eternal question, the question that's plagued man since the beginning of time. Wash, how was your week?
Good week, man. Solid week. And I will open it up very quickly for you because I know I didn't want to deal with it last week with spoilers and whatnot. But
Talk about it now.
yes, we can talk about things now. Um, I have finished my full second rewatch of Maul. Finished that this week. So if you have any questions, go ahead and fire away. Absolutely fantastic show. Um,
Per- Perfect. That's Bradley just rolled in. Bradley was cracking, sir. You just came in a good time because I have questions. Okay, first question about we're talking about Maul Shadow Lord. What's it called? Maul Shadow
Shadow
Lord.
Lord. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, what the stormtroopers in this series are these remnant clone troopers, or are these just people who've enlisted to be stormtroopers at this
These
time?
are enlisted, thinking of Bad Batch. So throwback to what's going on
I
in
know
Bad
that's what
Batch,
confused me.
and that
Yeah.
is where we're at. So now the people are now in control, and the clones have been pushed out. To what extent? I mean, it looks we're fairly deep past Order 66. So I was been trying to toy with the timeline. I'm not exactly sure where we're at. So we could be somewhere in between that season 2, season 3 of Bad Batch, give or take. So there could still be clones cruising around doing the thing, but these are enlisted soldiers,
Mhm.
stormtroopers.
They just seemed a little too organized for your OG, stormtrooper. They seemed very clony, and because they
But
were relentless in this series.
like with all things new, you know what I mean? Like Hey man, new bosses in town. No one's messing up at the office.
Yeah.
Everything's on point. Everybody's doing their job, and this is where we're at in Order 66. So it's like, nah, no one is effing up. No one can get out of line. You do not have an opinion here. That's
I like
it.
I like that scene that's becoming a meme of one of the inquisitors just stopping and staring at a stormtrooper for a split second. And he's eyeballing him. And he's like, and the other guy's like, come on, man. He cut him some slack. And he walks away. And you see the stormtrooper physically exhale, like, Jesus Christ, I was about to die.
Dude, about to die,
I
bro.
was about
About
to
to
die.
die.
Because
Yeah.
they failed, dog.
Yeah, yeah. I fantastic. And the Inquisitors in this, I have not finished the Jedi Survivor series, but
Oh my
uh
God, you gotta play
these
that stupid
Inquisitors,
game.
these Inquisitors are absolutely terrifying as compared to Rebels Inquisitors, which I like. It is also very akin to the book, which I'll shout out, Red Blade, which is about the 13th or 14th Inquisitor, and gives you a real in day in the life look into what becoming an inquisitor becomes. Overall, I'll say some of the highlights for me is Lawson. I'm a big Lawson fan, and
Oh.
in all honesty, like all week I've been like, Law could have picked a better roof, could have picked something better than the rooftop, Lawson.
Yeah.
Could have picked a better option than showing up at my freaking house. You know what I mean? And he's just such a relatable guy and such a, I'm too old for this crap. You called it literally episode one, and he played it straight through. I don't
Yeah.
think we're done with Lawson. I think he will be back. That is my 2 cents on it. So,
Yeah.
yeah, fantastic series. Any other questions in
Yeah.
regards to Mo? Otherwise, I will move on.
Yes, real quick. Just my standout character, and mainly because of his name. My standout character in that series is Two Boots. I
Two
love me some Two
boots.
Boots. Two Boots. I want a 1/6 scale Two Boots diecast, please. If you're listening, Hot Toys, give me a Two Boots. I'll be greatly appreciated. Only other question I have is in regards to um big spoiler. So if you haven't watched Maul, just please watch it. Of course, the Dark Lord of the Sith shows up.
Yeah.
Vader shows up, and um it's really just a force of nature. That's really what I wanted to talk about. And I love it when they portray Vader as a force of nature. And you get that in Rogue One. You get that a little bit in even in Kenobi. I will talk crap about the Kenobi show, but the scene where he's going through the town just messing with people that try to get a rise out of Obi-Wan, it's terrifying. He doesn't
Yeah,
say
bro.
anything. He just starts walking through and wrecking shop and throwing people through windows and dragging people. He's going nuts. And it's like I think about this stage in Darth Vader's life where he's just crashed out. He's so mentally turned off. Like, and I wanted to ask you, do you? I kind of put this to you: is that does it seem that Vader only talks to people that he's either trying to convert or has a very high regard to? Like Vader's not going to
Uh,
engage with you if he
I-
doesn't need to.
Again, there's two types of Vaders, the way Vader's written. There's that Vader, which you're talking about, which can be considered an engaging Vader, and then there's dark and brooding Vader. And I guess there's third Vader, which is Rampage Vader, which is like he
Stay out of
like
his
this
way.
Vader, you know what I mean? So I
Yeah,
guess there's three. I would say that I hadn't considered that thought, but when you think about it, it really depends on his mood and who you are. If he is in the mood to toy with you, he will toy with you and have a conversation and spill the secrets, especially if he knows he's about to kill you or
yeah.
you've given him a good chase, right? There are other people like he does not F with, and he's just like, nah, we're all done.
I
And that's
like.
it.
There were complaints that he didn't say a word to Maul. He didn't say a word at all. He was on mission. And I like that he didn't say anything to Maul because what would he have to say? You know what I mean? Like
No.
if I'm Vader, right? And I'm like, my master as a Padawan defeated you. What chance do you have against me? You know what I mean? Like in his head, right? It's like what possible chance do you have against me in my evolved Dark Lord state? when you could even at your best you couldn't
No,
handle my Padawan master. You know what I
no.
mean? Like, so why would he say anything to him? Why would he expose any secrets other than his intent, which is I'm a bull in a china shop. You all have to die. I think that's so cool.
At this stage, he is full on dark side, and it is about power. And I each time I saw it in my watch through, Master Daki and Maul, and Master Daki looks at Maul, and I said it both times, just like reflect like by just natural reaction. And Master Daki's like, "We can take him together," and I'm like, "No,
No,
you
you
really
can't.
can't.
And
No,
you can
you
see it
really
in
can't,
Maul.
Master."
Maul was
It's
like,
like,
bro, you tripping, dude.
like you,
Are you
like,
serious?
yeah, dude. So
No, we
no,
can't.
no, you really can't. And you know, and I also too that text I sent you about the acolyte. What's his name? What the hell?
Um, 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 Quamir.
Quamir. Um, you noticed because I told you he pushed around six Jedi with that. They
Yeah,
gave Vader this exact same power just to kind of because I think that it's like, oh, this dude's pretty powerful, and it's like, nah, Vader can do that type of stuff too. Like this isn't really a big
this
thing,
isn't.
and
It's
that's
kind of
another
like
thing.
it's Sith 101, right?
When he started moving each rock individually, like he's like, yeah, f y'all, like
Oh yeah,
whatever, bro.
come on,
I
man.
don't
Now
even
you're
care.
just stunting. I
So
I like
fantastic.
I like, and I can gush about this, and I know we have to move on, but I just like how nonchalant his fight. I like how they've evolved the fighting style of Vader all the way back to Empire Strikes Back, right? He's not flipping and dipping. He's not running. He's a brick effing wall. He's a juggernaut of like power. And his stance doesn't change. If he respects you, you might get a double hill, right? You might get a double hold. But if he's like, you guys are just nothing to me, he's one handing, he's force pushing, he's like so efficient and so calculating. It's totally terrifying. It's so cool how they
I
portray
think
him.
his fight with Riva is a great example of just how dangerous he is. His fight with Riva in
Yeah,
Kenobi,
and Kenobi.
like he literally breaks the lightsaber apart and throws it to her because he's just like you have zero
Zero
shot
chance. And I need you
of
to
beating
understand
me.
that.
Right,
I
right.
need
You have
you to
zero
understand
chance.
that.
So
This is a learning experience.
and he
He's
didn't
such
move much. He's just like
no
left,
left,
right,
right,
like
pause, throw. Yeah,
yeah,
it's such a like. If you can take me, you're stronger. But if you can't, I will kill you. And it's such a Sith. It's a you know what? People always say I'm a Sith, but I really appreciate a lot in the Sith because it's an honest duel, right? It's
yeah.
it's literally it's a master training a student because he could have just wiped her out like that if he really wanted to.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But he
oh
gave her
yeah.
a chance to get her anger out and see what her potential was. And she was left wanting. You know what I
And she
mean?
wasn't even nearly good enough. Not
No.
nearly
And I
good
think
enough.
that's like
So
that is a built-in flaw of all inquisitors. They're never good enough. None
that's
of
what
them
they're,
none of them are worth it.
bro. And that's the thing
They're
about the
built to
Inquisitor.
be
They're
they're built
fallen
to
Jedi, bro.
yeah.
They're not. They're flawed, which makes
Yeah.
them. They're dangerous, but there's
But they're
always
vulnerable.
they're vulnerable, and that's what separates Vader as compared to
To
an Inquisitor,
Inquisitor.
because Vader is not a failed Jedi in any way, shape, or form. And yes, the Jedi's like Barris Offee did become Inquisitors, but they they were fallen Jedi. You know
They
what
were
I
fallen,
mean? They
and they
were
weren't even like,
broken
and
Jedi.
they weren't like Jedi masters. She was a Jedi knight, maybe at best. You know what I mean?
Maybe at best.
Maybe.
I don't even think she made it there
I don't
yet.
think
I
she
think
made
she
it
was still a
tonight.
Pilot One there
And
when
I think
all
that's
that
by
happened,
design because it's the rule of two, right?
bro.
These
It's all
Inquisitors
by
can
design.
never be Sith. They can never be Sith by design, by training. They're flawed.
Which is why Maul is just wary enough of them, but still like, no, I'll take on two of
I'm
you.
fine.
He's like, I'm good.
Even
He's
with my
no
bum hip,
Jedi. but he's the second to Palpatine, his master,
Master.
who is the greatest Sith ever.
Oh,
So Maul in itself is powerful, but not Vader.
but
Not
not
Vader.
Vader's a whole different kind of story. We could talk about this more, but yeah, just overall, shut up. It's great. It's
It's
great.
fantastic.
Season two's
Fantastic.
coming. It's great. I want to see more. I just want to see
And
more.
I'm going to jump into a quick rant about Star Wars, and then I will jump into my thing for the week, which I think is probably going to tie into yours, so we'll be close. Um, Ahsoka. We
Yep.
got some Ahsoka season 2 news.
Yep.
And I have to tell you, man, like them coming out and being like, yeah, the show's coming in 2027
That almost made the docket. That
with
almost made the docket.
without even a date attached to it, like a May, a June, a July, a December, nothing. It makes me worried about what has happened to this project. 4 years, and I looked it up. There's a handful of shows that have made it this long between season. You're like Atlanta. You're like Fargo, freaking True Detective. That's it. Like it's a
Yeah.
short list that goes this far, and it has me wondering exactly do they know? Because what they're doing or the hairs they're trying to split right now, it's questionable about where this thing is going, in my opinion. I don't know
Mm.
what you know about the bad coming up, and don't spoil it for me as I like to come across these things in the natural. But that's a long delay without any type of time span, 4 years, and then to go, yeah, it's a very much a Bethesda type of, yeah, it's coming,
It's coming.
it'll be out.
I think you have to take a couple of things into consideration on this pause, as ill fitting as it is. One, there's been multiple changings of the guard at Disney in the
Hmm.
past 2-3 years, right? So Dave Filoni was very comfortable in his role at the time. He was the Star Wars kind of. He was the Feige before Feige was Feige, right? Hey man, we need we're running the show, but we should probably consult Dave. He he knows shop, right? Mind you, Disney has had regime CEO changes from one dude who didn't really work out. They got him up out of here. They got Eisner back in. He was ready to go back home and go lay down. They got him out of here. There's a brand new dude who's just figuring it out. He's like on week 2 or some craziness. And they just gave Filoni the keys to the castle,
Yeah.
right? So his plate got crazy out of nowhere, right? You're not just in charge of your initiatives, you're in charge of all of it. So now I have to be like, all right, crap, what do I do? What loops do I have to close before I can actually start doing what I want to do? And what he wants to do is Ahsoka season 2. So he has to do Starfighter. He has to do Mandalorian and Grogu. He has to do all these little side projects that he's managing now before he can be like, okay, daddy's home. We're getting back into what I want to talk about, which is Ahsoka.
4 years is a long time,
It's been a
and
lot. These things
and
take time.
Dude, 4 years is a long time.
It's a lot.
And
It's
I'm trying to think of other things with that gap. And it's about your fan base. It's about your story.
yeah.
It's about, is it relevant anymore? Like, and I have watched Ahsoka 10 times, back to back to back. I love most of Ahsoka. 98% of Ahsoka I love. There's very little I don't like. That said, dude, 4 years is a long time for a show that was announced in 2022.
I I think if I mean in a perfect world, we would have got it 2 years ago, like we were supposed to, right? But Disney's not that anymore. They had to slow that down because they were overproducing. And when you overproduce like that, you lose the will. They've lost a lot of public trust, right? A lot of public trust across across the entire board, from theme parks to to Star Wars to Marvel.
I
They are in
I
rebuild mode right now.
I appreciate you sticking up for Disney.
I'm not sticking up for them. I'm just stating fact.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it,
I'm just
and I
it's
will
just what
consider it.
happened.
That said, um, you know, it's Ahsoka. Like it, they put our boy in it, Hayden in it. They put Vader in it,
Yeah,
and there's a number of projects that they've chosen to push before it.
yeah.
I'm just saying, if your fan base doesn't come and they're super like, oh, wrap your arms around it. Look at your time frame, man. Look at
It's
your
a
time
very
frame. So
trust me, it's a very when will then be now. Soon.
eh,
I'm still waiting on episode 10. God knows what I'm getting at. You know what
eh.
I mean? How long has it been? How long has
Did
it
they
been?
announce episode 10 though?
No, that is
No,
different. That
they
is different.
didn't.
Very
Did they
Bethesda.
shoot episode 10?
Not even thinking
Ahsoka's
about it.
been shot
Shot.
for
It's
a
kind of
while.
it's done, isn't it? It's really just
Like,
waiting.
so
It's
are we reshooting? Are we reformatting story? Are we redoing? Like,
why
this is
okay. Why
like
would
it.
you shelf that? Let's say it's done. Let's say it's done. Let's say it's like Acme versus Wile E. Coyote versus Acme, right? Let's say there's some photo reels just sitting on someone's shelf, right? And we're just waiting to put it out. Why? What strategically? Why do you pause that? Maybe to line up with some other initiative. Maybe we need to do the
The
Mandalorian. Maybe she
only
shows
thing
up. Maybe
I
she
could
shows up
think
in
about
Mando.
is you
Maybe when
save
it
it
is
for the Star Wars Los Angeles convention because they didn't have their convention this year,
yeah.
and so it's like we'll save it for the convention next year. That's the business move. We'll get a little pop, people be excited, that type of thing. That said, that doesn't make me stoked. That's all
No.
I'm saying.
I'm not
So
happy either, but I'm just saying I get it. I get it. Fine.
the last thing that I did this week, I did watch the Predator one shot or Predator Punisher one shot.
Okay,
Did you
I
watch
did
the
too.
Punisher?
Let's
Okay,
talk about it. That's a good
excellent.
segue into my week as well.
Yes, so I watched the Punisher one shot. It was what I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Can we give Ben Berthenthal a hug? Can we get this man?
No,
Someone go give him a
no.
hug, or
let him
like
let,
like a
let him
teddy bear or
fester.
something, man?
Nah, let him
Because
fester. Dog.
I think he's kind of upset.
I don't
So
think he's acting.
right,
Guys, I don't think
like
he's acting.
there's a couple of like with the knife. I'm like, you know what? I don't think you go through this to do that project, to do that, and then you're like, no, I'm gonna half-ass it. We're gonna bring in
No.
some ketchup. No, I think this bro's like, yeah, I'm about to do
Yeah.
this. Let's
I'm about to
go.
do
So
this.
maybe you have some insight into the behind the scenes of the making of. I do not. But overall, it was what I thought it'd be. It wasn't as violent as I thought it would be. That said, it was violent, and I'm happy it wasn't as violent as I thought it would be. I think what we got was enough, but I also don't want to see 8 episodes of it
Of that. Yeah.
of that. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And I also wanted to ask you because you do watch a Reacher, you do watch other action based shows. Where does this action rank as compared to those? And that is how I will turn over to Mike. How was your week?
My week was great. Sorry, what the hell? I also watched Punisher One Last Kill. To answer your second question first, because I forgot the first question. You have to repeat that. Um, how does this rank with the Reacher? I literally just watched the season of Citadel, which is on Amazon Prime. I'm really into spy
I don't
espionage,
think I heard Citadel.
actiony. It's pretty good. Um, the action, I don't care anymore, bro. It's weird. Like the action, my mind turns off on violence now. Like it's the it's good action. I mean, everyone gets a hallway scene now. So he has his
Yeah,
apartment scene where he's running through the apartment and he's playing Call of Duty. And there's all types of explosions and fire. And you know, it's rare you get creative. Like I wake up when it's creative. Like, oh, okay, they're
okay.
doing something like the fight scenes in Everything Everywhere All at Once. Very
Gotcha.
interesting fight scenes because they're trying to do something creative. They're trying to make it flow versus I'm gonna kick this guy in the nuts, then I'm gonna stab him in the face with a knife, and I'm gonna twist the knife. You got it, man. I don't need all that. Okay, the guy's dead. Frank, can we move on? Uh, I think it's as good as it's gonna be. You know what I mean? It's not. I'm more of a martial arts guy than a
Hmm.
shoot 'em guy. So when I see them do CQC,
Hmm.
close quarters contact, that's where I kind of like, oh, that's okay, that's interesting. Like the knife scene in Captain America and the Winter Soldier, one of my
Hmm.
favorite fight scenes because it's so beautifully choreographed. Um, so I'm just it's hard for me to I tune out on violence right now. Maybe just at this point in my life, but yeah, the action was fine. Uh, Someone said that why does it feel like this was directed by the actual Punisher? Going back to your like Frank Castle directed this from his point of view, and I'm like, he may have a point because Bernthal is like he's taking method to a whole nother
Bro.
a whole nother level, and there's brutality in this that I wasn't prepared for. Him stabbing himself in the chest, him doing meds, throw up, vodka, pull ups, repeat. You know what I'm saying? Where his hands are bleeding. I'm a man, dude. I'm such a effing man. You know, them throwing dogs in front of like ongoing vehicles and stuff. It's just like that. Like, come on, Punisher. We get it.
And it is only 50 minutes, folks. So,
Right.
you were
This
not
is
in
all
through 3 hours. It's 50 minutes. So
this is
go
all
on.
within the scope of like 48 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Something crazy. Um, I didn't like the way it ended. It left very open ended because I was reading. It's kind of like this is where the Punisher is going to be for the next 5 years, and it's like okay, but it just felt very. It needed another hour. Is how I feel about
Mm.
it. It needed another
Um,
hour.
I'm
It needed
glad
to
you
be a
bring that
movie.
up.
It needed
My
to be a movie.
question:
Yeah.
where does this fall? Does this fall in the Daredevil Punisher timeline? Netflix, HBO, wherever the hell we
Yeah.
are, Disney.
From
Like,
my
I would no idea.
understanding, it's happening during Punisher season. It's happening during the most recent Daredevil season, Born Again
Okay.
season 2, and it takes place right before Spider-Man whatever whatever whatever. It's just like
Like the one
right
coming
before.
out, brand new day that
Yeah,
they're not advertising
not
for. Gotcha.
advertising at all. You know the movie
Okay.
they're not that comes out in a week
Yeah.
that they're not advertising,
Yeah.
that they
That
need
one.
to make money? That one. So it's in there. There's no hints to anything. I was really I was really like eagle-eyeing that show. Like, okay, where's it gonna tie to this? Where's Spider-Man? Are they gonna do anything? No, they can't do anything. I get it. It's what I thought the Kingpin was gonna show. No, they gave me nothing. They gave me Manucci, which I don't care about. But also she's from an excellent Garth Ennis Punisher run, which they didn't even touch. So
And
I'm
I'm
like,
reading it right now. So I was
yeah,
stoked. Actually, I'm almost done with it. I was stoked to see like Maganucci, but at the same time, it's not the same Punisher. And this is the question I asked you 2 weeks ago when I started reading the Punisher novels. I'm like, Punisher is always written so one note. So
yeah.
I'm a damaged
I'm a damaged
soldier.
soul,
You
man.
know what I mean? And it's like you look at that run, he's not that. He's not necessarily
Nah,
sunshines and freaking rainbows,
but he's
but
not
he talks to
mentally
the
unwell.
neighbor, right?
Yeah,
He can communicate. He can like, go about his life. This dude is obviously jacked on different types of levels, doing push-ups or pull-ups. I'm cool.
okay,
Let me
I'm a man. No, it's just a very comic booky thing. Whereas the first 3 to 5 years of any real superhero life, it's a stressful time, right?
yeah,
How mad was Batman in year one, two, and three?
yeah.
That guy was a maniac. He was going out there just being reckless, right? Peter Parker, the exact
Peter
same way.
Parker.
He was fueled by grief. You know what I mean? Punisher is fueled by grief and PTSD and a mix of that and being one of the most deadly men on earth. So you mix all
Yeah.
that into a bottle, and you swig that down with some whiskey. Yeah, that's a problem. So yeah, this Frank is not that Frank.
Were
Um,
any of the characters in it, like the War Buddies, things of that nature, Maganucci, was all of that in in any of the Daredevil or
not
Punisher
no,
stuff? No, okay, all right.
no. It was like read chat. I'm always reading chat, Mike Prime. Um, how would the action rank for you? I don't know, Bradley. You you like kung fu movies. We like kung fu movies. So
Yeah,
I
love
don't.
kung fu movies.
Yeah, this isn't Snake and Eagle
It's
Shadow, but it's good for what it needs. Hey,
I'm trying to
Princeton, how you
think
doing? Hi, Princeton.
what movie what Disney project did they just say like came out like a year ago? Oh, it's rated R, and everybody lost their minds about it. What was that?
Huh?
Um,
I don't
I, I,
remember.
I like the violence is not. It's not as bad as what I was anticipating. I was anticipating like horror level movies of bad violence, and this is your average, what I would consider to be
Modern R.
average
It's a
modern
modern R.
R.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
I wasn't
Yeah.
expecting, like gore. I was expecting him to open up someone's stomach and their intestines fly out
Expecting a
and
lot
everything.
more headshots, like facial, like, and they covered all that up. They cut
They,
from
they,
just
they
a
cut very
punch.
nicely.
They
Yeah, they
cut
cut.
from, and that's what I didn't think they do. I thought they were just, it's Punisher. Yeah, we got to see it. Live there. And it's like, no, bro, I'm good.
Live there. Hey,
I'm
Princeton.
good.
Hey, Princeton. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's Disney, man. Those guys, they can only clutch their purses hard enough, right? They can only
Yeah,
give you so much leash. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? They can't. Now, this was hidden behind a 21st Century Fox wall or something like that, or hidden behind some other subsidiary, like Miramax, maybe they can get away with a bit more gore. But this is on Disney Plus, premiering on a Wednesday evening with the family. It can't be that crazy.
yeah. I don't recommend you watch this with the family. This
No,
is
it's not
not a
really.
family
It's not a
type
fun
movie.
watch, dude. No, because my
No.
man is going through it. Want you want to
Yeah,
hear
no.
something depressing about
What's
this
up?
before I move on? You know that big guy that was with Manucci?
Yeah.
Guess who that's supposed to be?
I don't I don't know. Who?
Barracuda. If you're reading Punisher, you should have hit Barracuda by now.
Oh.
I love
I didn't
Barracuda.
I was wondering who that was supposed to be because they made him
That's
pronounce, but I was like, I don't know who that is. In
Barracuda
fact,
is very vocal and very like flamboyant and like crazy as a cat. So I found that out online. I didn't catch that. Like, oh, that's supposed to be Barracuda? That's weird.
when
Like, I
you
didn't say
say
two
that,
words.
they left all that on the bone. So
They
obviously, we're
did.
going to get a follow up of some type. You
I
know,
don't know,
I
man.
is this a test balloon to see if hey people watched it? It got great numbers. Let's pick up the series. Or anyway, my two
Yeah,
cents.
I feel it. Yeah. Overall, it was fine, which is Disney's problem. It's just a lot of fine. Nothing that's didn't knock my socks off.
Maul is good.
Mall, it's good,
Maul
but
is good.
I'm not gonna knock Mall.
All right.
1,000 years Mall. I've been whining about Crimson Desert a lot, so I'm not gonna touch that. Still playing that damn game. I had a question for you, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
curious to see what your thoughts are. Are you gonna play Forza Horizon? Are you a race car guy?
I just saw that that thing got a freaking 10. I don't know, but I was
Yeah,
interested when I saw it got a 10.
it's
I watched the review and I went, "Do I need to play
it's
Forza?"
free. It's free on
Is it?
not free, but it is on Game Pass.
Yeah, all right.
I'm like, would
I'll
you be
probably.
down to roll? Like literally roll? I'm
Yeah,
kind of on the fence about it. And give
I
it a
haven't played
10,
a
bro.
Forza since like a 4 or a 5. It was a long time ago I
Me
played a Forza, but
too.
when I saw a 10 this afternoon, I went, okay, I guess this is a good racing game. Japan, I was gonna ask you because I know you hate it. Fast and Furious, Tokyo Drift, best Fast and Furious movie by far. Freaking
That's a hot
love that
take,
movie.
but I can't. I'm not gonna fight
Yeah,
you, dog. I'm
yeah,
not
and
gonna
I
fight
hate
you, bro.
freaking that series. But Tokyo Drift is the shit. So yeah, maybe yeah. Let's
Man,
work it out. Let's
it's
work at the
all it
schedule. Let's
takes is
work
to
it out.
download
Yeah,
it,
man.
bro.
Yeah, man.
I, wa- I watched two movies I really want to briefly talk about. I watched one movie that we talked about on the podcast because it starred Daisy Ridley, and that's
Oh
I Bury the
yes,
Dead. I watched that.
yes. Was it good?
It's good, but it's not what it's advertised to be. It is not what it is
Uh,
advertised to be. It's
in a
such.
good way or a bad way? Yeah, I'll let you talk.
I'll
Never
let you
mind. Go
decide.
on.
Yeah, uh, it's it's a movie. It's literally a movie about like coming to terms with things. It's like it's not a horror movie per se. It's not scary. It's not a zombie movie. It's a movie about incompetence almost. It's a movie about stupid decisions, compounding stupid decisions. Can I spoil it? If do
Yeah,
you
I'm out.
care?
Yeah, I'm out. It's
Oh,
not
okay.
it's not anything what I thought it was gonna
It's
be
no.
or
I'm gonna
was
tell you what it
advertised
is.
to be, so I'm
Spoilers
out.
for Bury the Dead if you don't care. So
I'm out.
pretty much what happened. It's so stupid.
Damn it.
Is that the government was working on a special weapon, right? And they accidentally set it off in Tasmania or something like Tasmania or something, or Tanzania or something. And what it is an electromagnetic pulse that specifically targets the nervous system of anything's brain. So it in one fell swoop, 500,000 people died instantly because the electricity sparks in their brain just turned off. They all just fell to the ground. Boom. Problem. So Daisy Ridley's husband, of course, was out there chilling. Then that's the reason why she has to go bury the dead because she has to go find her husband because they left salty or whatever. Hmm.
Not.
And those people end up coming back to life, and that's where you get the brains. But they're not even they don't even attack. Kinda, they're just kind of like chilling. Hey, I'm up. I
That is
can't think
so not what
anymore.
that trailer was. That
No, and
trailer
it's
was
about
awesome.
her grief,
Yeah,
trying to
no.
deal with the problem, right? So it's not bad. I'm trying to like Daisy Ridley, man. I'm trying to
I
like the
love
things she
Daisy
does.
Ridley. Daisy
She's a
Ridley's
sweetheart, right?
fantastic. She just there's some weird projects in there, but some are good, some are weird.
So
I
I
was
can't
looking forward
even.
to this, so I'm really glad you just helped me out and saved me
It's you know,
2 hours of
it,
my life.
it's a drama. It's not a
Yeah,
horror movie. It's nothing
no.
scary about it. With that, I also watched a movie I mentioned last week on the podcast. Sad Raimi directed Send Help. Mike Pride was probably going to hear about this because he's been asking me to watch this movie and give him you guys my thoughts on it. And when he says it's just a Twilight Zone episode, it's just a Twilight Zone episode. And I don't say that in like the themes of Twilight. No, it's a specific episode of the Twilight Zone that someone said that was tight. I'm gonna make that. I made this. Like the old end of TV shit. So and it's also awkward, which is it has a lot of like bad vibes from bad like working in a company and bad bosses and
Yeah.
bad like that weird environment that 9 to 5ers have to it's funny, I turned on the movie and it automatically led with that and I turned it off because like it's my Saturday. I don't want to feel this on my Saturday. I have to
I
feel
to
that all week you know
I told you that's the reason I didn't want to see the movie is just the entire like concept of it all was just like, you know what, man? I don't know about this. Had it been a pirate and a princess, sure. But like we're talking about two worker bees, nah. Same thing goes with that new Emily Stone movie that she won an Oscar for question
the
mark with
Brad
Toga to where they kidnap her and they make her
she's an
believe
alien.
there's
Yeah,
aliens.
she's
Or,
an
I have
alien or
no
something.
idea what's going on, but sounds similar. But go on.
Yeah, and it's pretty much her and her boss crash land on an island, and they have to survive. And of course, she's a survivor aficionado. She loves survival, knows how to start fires, and she's totally in her element. Where her boss is all broke off and mean, and they have to learn how to live with each other, and it becomes and wackiness ensues. And why did they give this movie to Sam Raimi? I have no idea because it's the most Sam Raimi movie I've seen in a very long time. Like
Huh.
unnecessary, it's unnecessarily Sam. Where it's like, and you'll see once we do Evil Dead 1 and 2, but
Okay.
like this guy's modus operandi never changes. He's up there with like um Martin Scorsese and I would say Tim Burton, where they just have a style
Yeah.
and then no matter what theme or what kind of it could be a lifetime drama and that thing's gonna have crazy zip cuts and zombies and goats throwing up
Uh,
blood. It's just gonna
Black and white. You know what I mean?
you know what
It's
I'm
like,
saying.
yeah, I got you.
You
Yeah.
just you can't help yourself, brother. um yeah.
Well, I got to tell you, those were two movies that I mean, damn.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I mean,
That's why you come to the Nerdiverse. So
yeah, I mean,
I hope it saved me some time. Thank
honesty
God.
is the best policy.
I appreciate
Ding.
it. I
But I mean, they're
appreciate it.
all right. I wanted to see them because one, Mike Prime, shout outs Mike Prime, shout outs Princeton. What's like, Mike, you have to watch this, dude. Like, you have to. Like, I want you to guess what Twilight Zone episode this is. And it's just like, all right, man. So I watched it, and it's Raimi. It's no Dark Man. Nothing's better than Dark Man, but it was all right. It was kind of you kind of get what's happening. 30 minutes into the movie, and you're oh, I'm right.
Yeah.
So so yeah. Other than that, that was pretty much my week. Not a lot of video game. Um, a lot of content. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of watching. And the Punisher was the big thing. Punisher was the big thing I really wanted to check out. With that being said, we have enough time to do our topics. You ready to jump into some topics, Kawash? Ready to wake
Let's
up?
go.
Wake up. Grandma should put a little makeup. Star Wars Fate of the Republic. Going to be a couple of hours. Casey Hudson, who's the man, or I forget the man or the woman. They are the person who've been kind of manning the Old Republic since day one. I want to say since the forever times ago, and they just wanted to talk about their philosophy on game length and game development time. Kind of going back to our Ahsoka season 2 conversation. You have to set correct expectations, right? You have to set
Better than not.
better than
Better
none.
than not.
Are setting ultra expectations like
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls 6
Coming soon. Here's a
coming
trailer.
soon. Here's a trailer, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm not." And he's kind of like, "I'm not dying making this game, dude. I'm just telling you guys right now." It's the most honest thing I've ever heard. You guys aren't gonna kill me making this game, dude. It's gonna be sub 200 hours. After a certain time frame, you just kind of like, why am I still playing this? It's kind of like his sentiment. It's like after you put 20 hours in and you're still in Act 1, that's a developer problem. That's not a gamer problem. We're looking at you, Crimson Desert. You need to tighten your ship. No pun intended. So I applaud that. Knights of the Old Republic 1 was nowhere near 200 hours. Neither is the Sith Lords. So why would this be? It's a story. It's not an MMO. So let's tighten that up. And they plan on releasing this no later than 2030, which 2030, jeez, it seems like such a long time. But I'd rather him say this than us wait forever. At least we have an idea that he's like, this isn't going to take forever for us to make when it's not that kind of game. Wash, do you like this kind of upfront honesty, or do you think this is setting them up for failure?
I would prefer a expectation than not. And when this game was announced, I told you I don't believe it's real, right? I'm
Not
like,
until you see it,
I
right?
don't believe it's real. Okay, we're inching closer to real, but then you killed it in 2030. Why? Because that's a lifetime in video game time. It's a
Yeah,
lifetime into video game time, man. Like a studio could get sold. What if Lucasfilm gets sold to YouTube?
it's not happening. Simple as that. Easy peasy.
Roblox, Fate of the World, Old Republic. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's
Somehow
like
Palpatine returned.
what are we doing? So yeah, I appreciate the upfront honesty. I am in agreement with him. You do not every game does not need to be 200 hours. In fact, your Crimson Dawn, like at this stage, that's a turnoff for me. Like if I can't naturally
Yeah.
progress in a game, you know, if I have to make my own fun and can't just naturally progress, why should I keep playing it? So I'm glad that they're keeping it tighter. That said, I also don't need a 6 hour game. You know what I mean? If you want to go
Hmm.
ahead and give me a 12, 14-hour campaign, some side missions that is solid with a solid story, great. We're, you know what? We don't need anything more than that. We
The
don't
more than
need
that.
Crimson Dawn every single game. So yeah, I'm good with it. That said, if you're doing that, this game I guess was only announced just this year, so never mind, or
Give them
late
time.
last year. So yeah, give them
Yeah.
time. Yeah, all right. It's not like it was announced in 2020 or anything. So
Would you say that
Knights
Star
of the Old
Wars
Republic remake was.
but we're not. That's a whole different game.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think that exists. You want to talk about
Let's see.
vaporware?
Let's
I don't
see.
think that exists. Would you say that Star Wars in it as a brand is thematic in nature more than interactive? More thematic than interactive? Would you say Star Wars is a story?
Yeah, I mean,
A long time ago.
even as I played through Knights of the Old Republic too, yes, I'm interacting, but it's only to some point. Like when you watch Avowed, as you say, and it requires your full attention. That said, I was talking about some book reviews today and made some dark side choices because I wasn't reading what's going on. So, are there consequences to not paying attention or not being fully engaged with the game? That makes for a better game if there is. Just, I'm not going to say in life because we don't necessarily need that when we're going to the grocery store. But, you know, stakes, consequences, it adds a little spice to whatever you're doing. There's nothing like watching the game without, you want to put $5 on it? All right,
All
let's put
right.
$5 on it. It makes the game just a little bit more interesting. So,
Yeah. I mean, if a Star Wars game I bought and I was 25 hours in and I still don't know what's happening with the plot, I would be very upset in my Star Wars, right? It needs to be direction, even subtle direction. I think about Rebels. I think about Outlaws all the time about this,
mhm,
right? Outlaws had a story direction. You could go off and do whatever you wanted, but at least you knew your motivations of your character and what you should be doing
yeah.
versus what in I think that games that are 300-400 hours, it's like, yeah, there's I mean, what is that? I mean, there's not really how do you make direction when it's such analysis paralysis? You know what I mean?
And
It's
I know that the Star Wars MMO world has a huge following out there, but let's be honest, not I mean, I haven't played that game. So,
I've never touched it.
who that type of game is for a specific person. And to be honest with you, the only 2, 3, 400 hour game I want is called Skyrim 6 or Fallout 5.
Yeah.
Why? Because I know they know what they're doing, and I'm not going to fall into your Crimson Dawn. What's my character doing? How long you been playing? 60
Like
hours.
60 hours.
I don't
I don't know
know.
what his motivations
How
are.
far are you in the game? I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
Like, I don't know. Like, bro,
Exactly.
we're
I
good.
don't know.
You
I
know,
got this I
you're
got these
Bethesda. Yeah.
I, I got these kick-ass boots though, I I found these boots in a river, bro.
I'm not going to go down that road, but it sounds just from what I see, it sounds like they're very much turning that game from a game into a MMO type of Monster Hunter-y type structure.
I hope
Then it'll just
not.
be endless.
I don't want endless
Dude, you've
anymore.
had 100 updates and the game's been out 60 days. Today, they're like,
There's an update today.
bosses, like, yeah,
Yeah.
there's a bosses respawn with death. Like, what?
Just can I finish the game
What
first?
was the vision of this freaking game? Speaking of
A
which,
vision. Speaking of vision, what is
yeah,
the vision of the creation of this studio? So, former Tekken head, Katsuhiro Harada, one of the goats, one of the freaking Mount Rushmore video game of a fighting game of developers, right? Ed Boon, you know what I'm saying? Harada, he's just up there. Uh, was telling everyone, "Hey guys, I'm leaving Tekken. I'm leaving Bandai Namco. It's about that time. I'm hanging up my boots. It's been great. I want to be, I want to rest and relax. All right, man. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Right? A couple of months pass, but guys, look at my new shirt. It says Versus Studio on it, and I'm running it. I'm back, baby. And everyone's like, oh, so that's what happened. You know what I mean? I have the creative freedom to do whatever I want now. Oh, but what is behind this? It's going to be with SNK guys, King of Fighters. Who's running SNK right now? Oh, I see. And you got start getting into that, you know, you know, I would say um curious benefactors that are fueling SNK, which are in so facto fueling whatever this is. Wash. And when these things happen, when you see someone of great, I would say, um, position leave a big role to move to another big role, do you think that is strictly business, or do you think there's always some kind of human element where he's like, I'm just tired of dealing with these guys. I'm taking my beer and hookers. We're going over here type situation.
In
Um,
video games, it is really hard to say, what came first, the carrot or the egg or the freaking chicken. I have no idea if a creator gets burned out with the entire process of trying to get a freaking game made and then like have it get destroyed and like have to deal with all that, or if they're like, hey, yeah, I can't do my creative vision here, so I'm going to go do my creative vision elsewhere. I would ask you I would ask you as a creative, you draw, you art, you're in the comics. Do you see many artists who are part of a Marvel that are like, you know what? I'm leaving and I am going to go make my own thing. What I would say, and I'll turn this back over to you with that question, but what I think is interesting about this is not only was he in charge of Bandcamp, he left and then went to a competitor and said, "Yo, bro, I got a new studio," which tells me there's a little bit of bad blood. Someone had a dinner or two, some words might have
mhm.
been spoken, and
Said
it's like, "Oh, you know what? I don't need to be here. I can do this
that's the trick.
anywhere."
It's not like the NBA where you get traded and really have no control over that. It's like, man, it's I'm so mad right now. They won't let me make the game I want to make. Come over here, baby. We got mac and cheese. We got mashed potatoes. Come to my house. And he's like, you guys have mashed potatoes? And
Yeah.
next thing you know,
Yeah.
he's on the other side of the yard, man.
Yeah.
And I can't feel good for Tekken and for Bamco because it's like it's literally Star Trek and it's like the Locutus of Borg. You know what I mean? It's Picard jumping ship and getting assimilated by the Borg, and now he's working with the bad guys.
God,
Not
we should
necessarily.
really do a lore Borg episode. I can't believe I hadn't considered that till
Ooh.
right now. On the
I've been
docket.
aching to start Star Trek. I've been
On the
aching to start Star
docket.
Trek. 2020. At this point, it's gonna be 2027
Yeah.
by the time we can talk about that. We're kind of loaded. But to answer your question about kind of like creators getting fed up, that's how Image Comics started. Comics started because Marvel was so at the time was being ran with an iron fist, and none of the creators were getting paid. You had guys like Todd McFarlane. You had guys like Mark Silvestri. You had guys like um, Jim Lee, right? Epic Marvel guys, Spider-Man, X-Men, you know what I'm saying? And they were like, we're not getting paid. And all of our sweet ideas are being stolen by this conglomerate. Screw that. We're going to take our bikes and go home. And we're going to make Image Comics where we're going to make Spawn and Wetworks and Savage Dragon and all this cool stuff. So that's exactly what happened. People get frustrated. And artists are always the first people to get screwed out of deals. You know, Steve Ditko infamously, it's like I designed Spider-Man. I created the look that's made $1 billion. I haven't seen a dime. How is that fair?
It's
It's
not.
it's not.
It's
We
not.
got we got screwed,
Oh,
right? So
no.
there's many a times where people get frustrated, like these people are stealing my ideas. I'm not getting anything off the ground. They're taking the ideas that I like and transforming them into these things I don't want. Tekken is in a bad spot right now, like in the community. So it almost feels like Harada kind of like burnt the ship as he was leaving. Like, all right, I'm gonna tweak something here, I'm gonna tweak something there. I'm out. You guys fix it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how a lot of people are feeling.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting turn of events when someone says, it's like when you call your friend, hey man, you want to go out for drinks? Man, I'm kind of tired, bro. I'm gonna chill in the house tonight. All right, man. I'll see you out there. And you're out there, you're on Main Street, and you see your buddy with some other cats partying, dog,
Yeah.
having a
What
good
up?
time. You're just like, mother effer, dude. Like,
What
you
up?
go, should I don't even want to confront him, bro. If that's what he
No.
wants to do, that's what he wants to do. Same situation.
Yeah, man, and I'll also say 31 years anywhere is a long time. So there's something to
Hey,
say,
there's something to
something
be
there
said about
for the
that.
love of God. For the love
Shake
of
it.
God.
It's time to shake it up a little bit. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Speaking of shaking things up, I wanted to talk about this because this fits right into your wheelhouse. I saw this and I was like, Wash, this is Wash coded for, Wash's shop. Please go check him out. eBay shuts down GameStop's $56 billion buyout. It said, and he kind of twisted the knife in saying that this neither like credible this this buyout bid was neither credible nor attractive. Pretty much like you guys are just basic B words, and we're not entertaining this at all. As an eBay seller, and this is something you do, and you're very good at it. You know what I'm saying? You've been doing it for a very long time since I've known you. I believe you've
Yeah.
always been in that arena where you see things like this, where irreparably a buyout would change eBay ridiculously. You know what I'm saying? I think it would destroy it. Damn. Bradley's crazy. Does this fill you with hope that at least eBay is standing strong, or are you mad that the buyout didn't happen? How does this
I
affect you
don't
as a
know
seller?
why you're trying to fire me up on a Friday
I'm
night,
sorry.
bro.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
trying to have my wine. I got a
I'm
zombie
sorry.
book a tad bit later. You know what I mean?
I
And
love you,
here you
man.
come, like talking about some of the bane of my existence, eBay. Full disclosure: I am an eBay seller. Have been since like 2020. I pay for an eBay store. I am not a fan of eBay. eBay is a bunch of freaking crooks. They charge
Crooks.
us as sellers a percentage so that our items get seen. So, if I have a $10 milk jug that I want to sell, they will charge me $2 just so that it shows up in the search when someone types in milk jug.
Bastards.
Don't take money from the people who already pay you money to put products up. That's like going to McDonald's, asking for a cheeseburger, them going 2.99. You give them the 2.99 and then they go that's 49 cents for cheese. You said, "Yeah, a cheeseburger." Yeah, you're exactly. But cheese is actually 49 cents. The name of
Hmm.
the burger is just cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Like, what don't you understand about this?
We
Yo,
need that
bro.
49 cents.
Second point. Look, look. Warner Brothers is being bought for $80 billion, is what the number they're throwing around. They have Superman, and I'm sorry I'm yelling. They have freaking Superman. Look, eBay is not worth $56 billion.
It's
Nonetheless,
so not.
GameStop doesn't
It's so
have
not. That's the
$56 billion.
problem,
So
bro.
it boggles my mind how this would even like hit the paper, with the exception of both these companies are some of the most mismanaged run operations that have been institutions in our communities, in our gaming
Because
communities, in our media communities for nearly 2 decades, and they're both just dumpster fires.
it's fun. I love. Okay. Just wipe your hands. Like Tabernacle Church. It's it's like it's a bum fight. I hate to be so cruel, so crass. It's bum fights, right? It's seeing two hobos with knives fight each other over nothing. You're both on fire. Like, what's like stop it, guys. Work together.
This is not helping
None of
anybody.
this is helping
No,
anybody at all.
no.
So can we work
Yeah,
together, fellas? Work out your
yeah.
differences. So it's like GameStop is literally on fire 24 hours a day, Doug. And from my understanding, so is eBay. So for eBay to turn their nose up at GameStop, like, how dare you even entertain the idea? Is hilarious to me because it's literally, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's funny. I have two alley cats right now. I don't know if you can hear it. but I have two alley
Yeah,
cats
I did. I was
outside.
like, what is going on out there,
No, I don't
man?
know what's happening, bro. There's two alley cats fighting in a meow count in a meow fight. It is so GameStop and eBay. Like, bro, we're fighting over. You're fighting over nothing. You're both on the. If you weren't institutions, and if there wasn't any other option, you guys would have been out of here,
I'm
right?
reading directly from and then I would let you continue because I have to look it up because I just saw it today, actually, or yesterday. eBay generated a total revenue of 11.1 billion in 2025. The vast majority of this came directly from seller fees, including basic transaction fees, store subscriptions, and promoted listing advertisements taken from the 79.6 billion in gross merchandise value.
Hey, you know what makes the
Bro,
most money at? You know what makes the most money at a theater? Sure ain't the movie. It's the
sure ain't the
concessions.
freaking movie.
It ain't the
Sure ain't,
movie.
yeah, no.
It ain't the. That's exactly what it is. Like you said, oh, we lost the wash, but yeah, it's not the movie, dude. It's the concessions, man. So it's really just telling these two people just these two companies are just kind of fighting over like turning up their noses at each other is a wild right. The meat and as Bradley said, I'm just going to show it on stream. The meat and potatoes of eBay's business. Wash has returned.
Yeah, you'll have
As Brett,
keep down the chat because every time I go up there, damn thing crashes. I push it, just shuts down. So
I got you. I got you. Yeah, I was just speaking of that. I was just highlighting. Bradley said that's the meat and potatoes of eBay's business. It's squeezing the middleman, the people who are actually bringing them business. You know, eBay would not exist without you, Wash, and people
no,
like you.
and they do not care at
Care.
all. So I don't know why they're turning up their nose. In fact, if I was them, I might consider it. It's like because you're not doing well. But that said, the entire world, like commerce wise, is kind of a dumpster fire.
I
So
mean,
you know
when in Rome, you know,
what are you gonna
when it
do? And that's what 80 billion for Warner Brothers, and that has Superman, man.
and that has
eBay, not
Superman.
even close.
That's Harry
And
Potter, bro.
GameStop doesn't have $56 billion. GameStop barely has
Ska-
like $30. I may
Games
have more money than GameStop, and I
GameStop
don't have
means
money.
Games. You have more on you than GameStop has right now, bro. Pat your
Seriously.
pockets. You have more on you than GameStop does right now. Those fools are relying on like stock market Wall Street tricks to even make their assets, solvent, bro. Like
When
they haven't
when
made
was
they
last
haven't made
time you bought a game from GameStop, Mike?
I refuse, my brother. I refuse. They're such swindlers. You know what? You know when I knew GameStop was bad is when I traded in, and I tell this story all the time. I traded in three pristine Xbox games. Booklet didn't have no creases. You looked at the back of the CD, it was a reflection, bro. I took care of my games. I traded in three perfect games, got $15 back. I end up buying a used copy of Spider-Man 3 for $40. And I looked at the back of that thing and it looked like a everything bagel. This damn video game. It was scratched and dented, and I saw a roach leg on it. I was like, never again. I will never
Yeah.
interact with your business ever again. And it's tacky. It's just tacky. I don't like tacky companies, bro. Just
No, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. So
garbage.
garbage.
The trading business is wild at GameStop, wild, wild west. Yeah, it's always been that way, bro. You know what I'm
And
saying?
folks, really, and I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. Don't trade your stuff in. Don't go down to a
Never.
local
It's
media
not
shop.
worth it.
Like just
It's not
sell
worth
that
it.
on
Just sell it.
eBay. I know I'm giving eBay a bunch of hell, but honestly, if you have a brand new copy of Mission Impossible standing around, someone out there is gonna give you $8 for it.
And there's
GameStop is not.
no, and there's other options other than eBay. There's OfferUp, there's Facebook Market, there's tons of different places you can send. There's all types of apps. Figure it out. You got it. I'm gonna start needing to sell some stuff, some extras I have. I have to talk to Wash about that. Speaking of talking to Wash about things, let's let the good times roll. So this is a very weird topic. So Sega, almost for the last 5 years, have been talking about we're making a super game. We're gonna make the world's first quadruple A gaming experience, Doug. This game is going to be so intense that it's going to change the lives of everyone on Earth forever. And this is a game that they've been talking about in secret in at at Sega for the longest time now. And they're like, "What's the game? What is this game? We can never tell you. You just have to wait till it's seen." And this is a game that has been on the undercurrent of their revival. Because let's face it, Sega's trying to do stuff. They're making a new Golden Axe. They're making a new Crazy Taxi. They've made like some new Ninja Gaiden games. They're trying to get back into the game. No pun intended. And but this super game has been on the crux of everything they're talking about. It's gonna be bigger than Mario, bigger than Pokemon. We're gonna dedicate $634 million into the single game. And then the number over the years, the numbers started numbering, and they were like, man, we're gonna make this a free to play experience. Okay, we're gonna make this a pay to win. We're gonna make this a games as a service. Guess what? Aren't making money right now. Free to play games, games as services, and they're not making money. So they're like, maybe we should just stop before we even start. You know what I mean? And what's crazy is, and I was reading up on this, is that usually there's always leaks, right? Someone's seen something, right? Someone's seen like, okay, I've seen a screenshot, I've seen some art stills, some production. No one's seen anything about this game. I don't. It's vaporware. So watch. Is Sega smart for having to cut the head off of this Hydra before it grows out of control, or do you think they stay in the line and produce the world's first quadruple A game?
I think I think that this is a weird story because
It's
Mike,
such a weird story, dude.
like there should be something, especially now that you can't forget about the story for a second. Now that you canceled it, there should be 6 or 7 graphic designers that have come out. Yeah, I was working on this game. It had this, and we were playing with apples. You could shoot them off heads. It was awesome. None of that. And it
Nothing.
really makes me wonder if Sega was just spinning a yarn this entire time and
We're
was
just
like,
joshing you, bro.
and it's just like, you know what? Now we
What?
can get out. You know that lie we told at the bar that night that we haven't been able to figure out how to get out? Yeah, we can get out now.
Hey
So
guys,
we're out. We're
Aurora
done.
Borealis, located entirely in your kitchen.
We are as sad about it as anyone is. You know
Oh
what
my
I mean?
god!
Like we wanted to produce it, but it's just
I mean,
not in the numbers. So I don't know.
it's
This is a
it's
super weird story. I
it's
hope
there.
something comes out.
You
Like,
know, it's that one Dune movie that just cost $1 trillion. You know, we are just talking about the movie, the super robot apocalypse or whatever,
yes, I
that
have the
Steven
book
Spielberg
coming
was like,
in 1 week.
it's ooh, you got to talk, you got when you
Yes,
read it. Mhm.
1 week. It's coming.
But I like I like the pullback of ambition. That shows character. Whereas like it's not just full steams ahead, it's not, because these things could become Moby Dicks. They could become white whales and destroy your company.
Bro, yes. Like, let's not just go blow $1 billion. I don't think Grand Theft Auto made the story or the lineup, but we'll talk about it. And it's
Yeah.
being talked about that Grand Theft Auto costs Grand Theft Auto 6, between 1 and $1.5 billion to make
$1 billion.
that game.
How do you
One
what does
to
that even mean?
$1.5 billion to make a game. This, the best game ever made that does everything, was 683 million.
So what the hell is Grand Theft
So
Auto?
here's what I'll say. I'm assuming they're fairly positive they're gonna make their money back on it. That said, like how much of that is actually efficient dollars, I don't know. And for a company to go, you know what? We're not gonna waste this money. We've wasted enough and be
We've
done
wasted
with it.
enough.
That says something. If we're talking about Warner Brothers and Batgirl, I don't know if I necessarily agree because it's already in the can. There's no real loss. It's
Yeah.
just release the damn thing. Here, marketing dollars, the rest of it.
Talking about it, that you're not losing any real money in that situation. And it makes me think about last week. We were just talking about Marathon. That is the perfect white whale. This is going to work. It's going to sell. We're going to put all this money into this. And Sony's like, we just got left with the bill, bro. It came out and nobody cared. Why? Maybe you bit off. Maybe there was a little bit too much dip on your chip. You know what I mean? Maybe Icarus flew too close to the sun. You know, and it's like I admire companies that see the writing on the wall and be like, yeah, we can't move forward with this at all, man. Nah, man, it's gonna kill us. We just got back. So Sega's like, we just got back, bro. We just woke up from the nightmare that was the Dreamcast. You know what I mean? We just got the courage to come back. Why would we ruin ourselves all over again?
Long time. That's
like 40 years ago, bro.
It's a long time.
There's humans on Earth who have
yes.
jobs and who've never been alive long enough for the Dreamcast. It's crazy.
As a Star Wars fan, I am a fan of grand ambition and the grand plan, but as a person who consumes media, I much prefer a tighter, more creative vision, or a tighter, more focused vision, or
at my age,
product.
yeah, I'm the same way.
So
I just think, what the hell was this, man? What was this? Dude?
Crimson Dawn.
That just pissed me off.
Free to play Crimson Dawn MMO.
Pretty much.
World of Warcraft. You know what I mean?
Want to be Sonic the Hedgehog? Sure.
That's the only thing it could be. But they had like 7 characters that anyone cared about. So what are they going to do?
All 7 characters playable. We're going to make. You know what it was? You know what I think they wanted it to be is Ready Player One. They literally just wanted this to be real life Ready Player One.
Yeah.
And it's like, it wasn't going to work. You know, it wasn't going to go the way you thought it was going to go. You know, to quote The Wire.
Shaking hands with people, you're like making back deals. Yeah, we'll use you. We'll use you. And it's like, well, it's going to cost this and cost this. And I don't know, man. I hope we get more news about what this actually was. It's weird that there's just
nothing. Vaporware, bro. Like freaking Voldemort over here. It's just spoken about
5 years.
5 years, bro. $700 million, dude. I'm not a believer. Neither am I, Bradley. Speaking of things that I'm trying to believe in, we've got some new information on DC's Lanterns, the HBO show that's going to be premiering, I think this year. We're supposed to be getting Lanterns. And apparently this series is going to cross multiple timelines with 10-year time gaps. And it just has me so confused because how many episodes are in this series? I was just talking to Mike Prime, shout out to Mike Prime, about 7 episodes.
8.
8. We were just talking about the CW series and the CW era of content, and how like Arrow season 1 had like 19 episodes that season, right? Flash season 1 had like 12, like 22 episodes that season. And mind you, it was a way lower class of a quality of production. But I'd prefer that almost than you're going to tell me you're going to tell 2 stories at the same time running concurrently, spanning across 10 years of Green Lantern lore in 8 episodes. That kind of makes me mad because you can't do that, because the Green Lantern is such a big thing. What is this about? I hate. I got a little too worked up there. I hate that comic book stuff is so secretive now. It doesn't have to be. Why don't we have a decent trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home yet? Or whatever this is. Brand new day. Why don't we even know what Doomsday is? That comes out this year. That has to make money. Why the secrecy? Right? At least tell me the plot. I guess they're telling it now, but it's like, it doesn't make sense. So I guess there's an event that happens. I'm sorry, I'm ranting a little bit, but I'm sorry. Apparently, an event happens in 2016, and Hal Jordan's taking care of it. Time shift. I guess the sins of the father are brought back on the son, and now here comes John Stewart, and it's just a big. It seems like a mess, right? But if they had 22 episodes, sure, maybe you could tell that whole thought process. But in 7 episodes, Wash, how do they do that? Is that feasible? Are they?
Grand
Are they
ambition, tight focus. I have no idea whether or not they'll pull it off, right? I will say that everything that you just said reminds me of the Marvel show Secret Invasion that you were not really a fan of.
not a
So,
fan of? Yeah.
even them saying it's a mystery, like Secret Invasion was kind of a mystery,
How do you
and it
tell a
has me
mystery?
wondering if this is just Secret Invasion DC. That said, I don't know. It's very confusing. I don't know why they are announcing it like this or doing it like this. I don't know why the trailer disappeared from online. I don't know why this is the first I'm hearing of this show since the trailer dropped last year or maybe earlier this year. I don't
That's
really
the most
remember that.
frustrating part. Why don't I know what this is? What
Like you
why the
said the show
secrecy?
is coming out, right?
Yeah, like
Like
this year, right? I think there's a date. Hold on, let me see. I'm gonna try to find a date.
I don't know if again it goes back to this whole DC what the hell is his name in charge and it's
August.
like
This is coming out in August.
June, July, August. We should have more than a
We should
trailer
have
one, I would think, that
a
they pulled
teaser.
offline.
All we have is a teaser.
I don't know. And that's why I was coming to you, Mike. Why don't we know more about this project with what's going on in the DC universe right now? I mean, Supergirl's coming out. You said August, so Supergirl, but they're not necessarily promoting Supergirl either. You know what I
Either.
mean? I've seen 2 trailers and that comes out in July, I think. So, you tell me, man, what is the are they confident in what they're about to put out?
I wanted to, and to relate to your question and going into Bradley, I have no faith in DC. Well, maybe some of the Matt Reeves stuff, which has nothing to do. We don't know. We'll see. We've had that argument before in the past. I don't think. I think Endgame kind of really rocked everybody's boat, right? Nothing's been right since Endgame. You know, comic book movie wise, nothing's been right since that epic conclusion to this is the end of. I almost felt like this is the end of superhero movies,
I
right?
mean, it's very fitting. You know what I mean? It's like it really was the end game. None of y'all
Yeah,
knew, but I took it.
yeah, and we all were like, okay, this is the end of Marvel Comics, right? But it kept going. The zombie got up and started shambling towards us, and nobody has solid footing anymore. No one's confident in what they're doing. Either they overcompensate or undercompensate. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
Mandalorian and Grogu, it's just now getting any kind of press. You know what I'm saying? There's a Mandalorian and Grogu meal at Burger King right now. That should have been out months ago, right? Like we should have had these things happening. Like I love Green Lantern, and it's probably one of my favorite books of all time. So to see me feel so unsure about this is very annoying to me because this is one of those cornerstones of DC Comics that's super important. Like, just this is like they're pretty much DC space, right? Kind of like the Guardians are to Marvel. They're the doorway to space and anything outside of Earth and Metropolis and whatever. And to mismanage that is terrifying because it sets a precedent for the rest of your lore, right? Because Guardians kind of had to work for Marvel for us to
I
get.
think they got lucky with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like they weren't expecting that. They weren't
yeah.
expecting that.
If Guardians doesn't work, Marvel's Cosmic doesn't work,
No.
right? Because it's the doorway. It's how we get to, Thor wasn't the doorway,
You
you
know what I
know?
mean? They didn't announce phase 1 and 2. You know, they announced phase 1, phase 2, and like phase
Yeah, back
3,
then.
because we don't know if this is going to pop, and they got lucky and it popped and it worked out and they were able to do something with it. But I don't know if why isn't this a movie? Why isn't this a movie? Why
I
isn't
don't.
Why isn't DC's Green Lantern a movie?
How did Clayface get a movie, but this didn't?
How did Clayface get a movie, but
the
this did
Green
not?
the
Yes,
Green Lantern's kind
valid.
of important. He's a founding member of the Justice League. Like
I
it's
told you
kind
when I
of
saw the
important.
trailer, I'm a little concerned about this project. I saw, but we'll see what happens. But Mike, these are valid questions, man. Why isn't this a movie?
Bradley said it. Disney, DC is in limbo too. Yeah, because they don't, they're being sold. We talked about it previous weeks. Their money's funny. They don't know where their next bill is coming from. We got to play it a little closer to the vest. Maybe all the marketing across the board is being kind of stipend because they don't know where their money's coming from right now. They don't know they don't know what's going on. So guys, we got $5. We got $5. We're getting 5 tacos from Del Taco. Split them up. You know what I'm saying?
What was the last critical superhero like hit phenomenon? Like,
Uh
like
Joker.
Joker
That made $1 billion.
that made 1 billion. Okay,
That's
okay,
the
that
last
made a
thing one
billion.
I can think of. And that was totally left field, had nothing to do with nothing.
It's a weird state. It's a weird state for this project.
Yeah.
It's a weird state. This is a weird announcement. Um and that's where I'm gonna leave it. And the fact that they're doing like True Detective mystery with it in 8 episodes, sure,
It just doesn't seem
okay,
enough to
fine,
me.
but it doesn't even sound entertaining coming from a green like they're lanterns. Like I don't want to
Mind
see bro
you,
in a barn all day, like looking at stuff and being
I want to
broody.
see
You
him
know what I
making
mean?
constructs and flying through the
Correct.
cosmos and stuff, dude.
I don't want to see 5 episodes without the Daredevil red. Like, what are we five
Mm,
seasons
that's a
without the
good
Daredevil red?
analogy.
It's like,
Am I gonna have to wait
especially because it's
six
Green Lantern,
episodes? Yeah, am I gonna have to wait 6 episodes for him to suit up? That would piss me off.
or not suit up at
It's
all.
up
This
at
is
all.
not in a movie theater, and I don't know why. I think that that's a valid question. I hadn't considered it till right this second, but that's weird.
We'll see, I guess. Speaking of suiting up, My Adventures with
Yeah.
Superman season 3 is back as the final um topic of the evening. They showed a kick-ass trailer, I think. And they're pretty much doing Reign of Superman. We're getting Cyborg Superman. We're getting Superboy. I look like that. I like the direction this series is taking. Wash, I do know you follow this too, right? You watch My
Yes.
Adventures with Superman. Are you excited about season 3?
When I was watching Punisher, I was just scrolling through looking at what else was new, and I came across My Adventures with Superman, and I was like, where the hell is this trailer at? Are we doing season three? And I looked it up, and nothing had dropped. So when I saw it on the lineup, I went, wait, this dropped? Because it was literally
Out of
yesterday.
nowhere.
And
Yeah, it dropped out
so
of
and
nowhere.
so yes, I am stoked to see this. I want to say that the tone, it seems like a different tone than what the first two were, but
Hmm.
the show is different in tone, and they did a great job with it. Like, it all comes together. So I'm not worried about it at all. I think it's going to be fun. I think that this is one of the brighter universes or superheroes we have currently. One of the shows you can watch with the kids and you walk away, everybody feels good, and it's like, yeah, superheroes versus Punisher, not
Yeah,
not
not
Superman. You know what I
not
mean?
Superman.
So,
Uh,
super stoked for it. Glad this trailer dropped. And when did it say it's coming? June. June is the
June.
first episode. So summertime watch. So I'm here for it.
I love Bradley says he doesn't like the animation. I mean, they're going for an anime aesthetic, and this series has very they've said it themselves. This series has very anime roots on the design of the characters. I like that it's doing its own thing. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's a very fresh take on Superman. He's very flawed. He's not indestructible. I mean, it's every reason why people say they don't like Superman. Um, it kind of this series kind of pushes against that. You know what I mean? Superman can beat anybody, and it's like, nah, man, he gets his butt whooped sometimes. This is a very fresh, brand new Superman. He's still figuring things out. and this is season 3, so it makes me think this is maybe his third year in, which is nothing. You know what I mean? Um, I feel like it's getting darker and darker, right? Because what does the reign of Superman precede? The death of Superman, which doesn't look like that's what they're doing.
Ooh,
Will this
no.
go turbo dark and is Doomsday just going to show up and clean house? Like, I have no idea.
Look, that season 2 with Brainiac and Kara, that is not exactly children television.
You're right.
It's dark, it turns dark and heavy quick, and it
Hmm.
stays there. Kara's dealing with her destruction of planets.
Hmm.
Brainiac is manipulating all types of in her business, and ultimately, season 2 is a tad bit darker, a tad bit darker. It does end well, but I would say season 2 is darker than the actual Superman we got with, Lex in
Very
the
good
movie
pull.
theater.
Yes,
So yeah,
you're
I
not
mean they could
wrong.
do it. They could aim it's Cartoon Network. They don't care. They're like, yeah, let's
It's
play. We can play. Let's
it's
play.
Toonami.
Yeah,
One shot. First of all, shout outs. Toonami is still going. That
yeah.
just makes my old man heart happy. And I say, why not? You know what I mean? I think doing the Death of Superman season 1 would be stupid, right? But we're in season 3. You can play with that a little bit. You can have some Superman floating around while he's regenerating. Everyone knows the story of the Death of Superman at this point, and gives you a time to build his roster, right?
Especially if they plan on doing more, and we don't know what the plans are for this, but the fact that it's even 3 seasons, in my opinion, it says
That's
that
a
it has
victory.
potential to be 5. It
Yeah,
like, something like this doesn't necessarily make the cut all the time, and you can simply just go to any HBO and see a bunch of animated with one season, six
I don't know if you
episodes, and
know,
it's like,
but I know there's a spinoff of this series coming.
no,
There's a spin
what
of
is
this
it?
particular series, My Adventures with Green Lantern.
Oh, no, no, had no.
Yeah, same universe. They're doing a whole
See?
spinoff.
So
Jessica
yeah, they
Cruz as the
yeah,
Green Lantern, brand new
let's
Earth
do it.
Lantern. Let's
Let's
do
do
it.
it.
Why not?
Let's do it.
I'm down.
I
I like
I am more excited about what you just said than the last story.
the lanterns that almost give me a coronary. Freaking pisses me off, man. Uh, just mismanagement. But this looks like fun. I want this to be a video game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want more of
Hmm,
this. I would love this to be like a video game, cell shaded. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Maybe even a fighting game. I don't know.
Hey,
Why
th-
not?
th- for those of you in the know, Atari 2600 Superman, one of the best Superman games ever made. You fly around as a pixelated Superman, you pick up bad guys, and you have to take them to jail. There's a phone booth, and there are many pictures of me playing it as a little tyke that I will get one
Oh,
day.
post
And
those, post
if you
those.
go to my Twitch account, it says, like, that is how I started. Superman, Atari 2600. That is what started it all for me. So,
That is a hell of a thought. Best Superman game of all time. There's been some stinkers, but there's some gems in there.
one or two
When I
good
was a
ones.
when I was a kid and I would go to the Crenshaw Mall, the Crenshaw swap meet, for those Inglewood heads out there, in the very, very back of the swap meet was an arcade. We got to play the Superman arcade game, the beat 'em up from the 80s, where you either pick player one was Superman colors, player two was Shazam colors. It was Captain Marvel colors. And it was a side scroller where Superman flew all the time, and it was beautiful. Those are good memories. So,
Yeah.
man, we need a good Superman game, bro.
I
We
don't
really do.
I don't know why, I have
It's
no
taking so
idea.
damn long.
No
I don't.
idea.
Anywho, speaking of things that may take a little long, that is the episode. Masters of the Nerdiverse, episode 164. Rage Art, the bridge behind you. Wash, now that we've reached the end of all things, which of these 4 topics did you enjoy talking about the most?
I'm going to have to go with DC Lanterns because,
Really sticking with it.
like most of our conversations when it comes to these projects, I'm left now with more questions than what I actually started this podcast with, and I don't think any of those questions are good questions I should be having.
They're all the
Like,
wrong questions.
they're not the right, like, oh, this is
They're
gonna
not,
what the story's
they're not
about. This
happy.
is
They're
good.
not fun questions,
You told me what the story is, and I'm confused. Like,
I'm
did we have a
confused
Loki moment in DC sometime, or are we just putting in a Loki moment? Like, what are we doing
because
with this? It seems like
I don't.
Green Lantern, 8 episodes, mystery is a bad place to just stick a Loki moment to me.
We're
But
going to do a
whatever.
10-year time jump. What the hell? In a, in like a 7 episode series, and you still have time to tell a story. And maybe I may eat crow, and it may be the best thing since sliced bread, and I love that. But for now, I am thoroughly worried. I
Yeah.
have very. I love Green Lantern. Please don't mess up my guys. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely want to see another trailer that is longer and more you need to
Meaty.
fill that thing out. Like, this
Yeah.
cannot be Clayface. Like, you can't give me like a ring for 1 minute and then Green Lantern and it's like, no, that is not going to work
Yeah,
for
that's not going
me.
to work for me.
So
You know how you feel about Ahsoka? And you're like,
yeah,
why is this taking so long? I feel that way about Green Lantern. Like, why is it taking so long to make a decent Green Lantern thing? DC Comics. Yeah, I want to fight you all.
I know why Ahsoka's not in the theater. I don't know why Green Lantern isn't in the theater. If
I know why.
Ryan
I was about to
Reynolds
say
Green
Ryan
Lantern,
Reynolds. He destroyed that forever, Doug. You know, it's like, like the Flash. We're not seeing the Flash for a very long time. Or whatever this
yeah,
DC is, they kind of like scuttled that boat, bro. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
With that being said, Wash, do you have any last thoughts before we close this bad boy out?
No, good stuff. If you have not watched My Adventures with Superman season 1 and 2, I
Not yet.
highly recommend it. It's a good, fun watch. There's nothing crazy going on. It's just a good Superman show. So, on that note, past that, do some gaming, do some eating, do some sleeping.
Do some sleeping, do some
Have a good
eating.
weekend.
Have a great weekend. Shout outs to Mike Prime for coming through. Shout outs to Preston. If you're still listening, thank you, buddy, for coming through. Shout outs to Bradley, always here to keep the home fires warm, chilling with us on this Friday evening. If you like the content, please remember to like the content. We're trying to grow the channel. You got an auntie out there that likes talking about Ronin Warriors? Send her our way. Well, and we'll just fold her right into the Nerdiverse. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, comment. Let us know if we're off base. Is Versus Studios going to be the best thing since sliced bread? Are you fighting for Harada-san? Let us know. And subscribe so that you're made aware when new information and new content goes live on the channel. I've been, of course, your host, Mike G. He's, of course, the host, Watch. We are the masters of the Nerdiverse podcast. And with that, I will say, MOTN out. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.